कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे, जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा, जय जय लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा, जय गौरानीता गौरानीता गौरानीता, जय जय गौरानीता, निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। म्यूट योर फोन्स, कृष्ण दास म्यूट योर फोन, मनोज झा प्रभु। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने, नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे, नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती नामिने, श्रीवासवानवी देवी दैताय कृपाप्तये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्य जोल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिर श्रीगौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते, नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत ध्वान्तहारिणे, नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्लम्बर सांबोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंदनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते, गौराविर्भाव भूमि स्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपः स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यां नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतौ पंगोर्मम मंदेर्मतेर्गति मत्सर्वसपदां भोजौ श्री राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्य वृंदारण्यं कल्पाद्रुमाध श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा शीलगोविंद देवो प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानुस्मरामि श्रीमान् राससारं देवं श्रीवटतटस्थितः वर्षन् वेणुर्स्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तुनः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So what we're chanting is the full Mangalacharan. I have Sangeet Madhav CD. From that Chandrapati Prabhu will remove this part. That is Mangalacharan, whole Mangalacharan. You have your Vaishnav songbook. When you're joining, please mute your phones and join, or my whole time will be to see who is unmuted. And I have to just go on doing this work. Please mute your phones and then join. Just now Mohini Mataji joined with unmuted. Kadi Mata Prabhuji joined unmuted. This is not my work now to do this. You yourself should be responsible that you should not make sound in the class. So we have the Sangeet Madhav CD. From there, I will be giving the whole Mangalacharan. You have Vaishnav song book, or you can even load it in your computers and try to learn the whole Mangalacharan. We just chant a small Mangalacharan from Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? But you should know the whole Mangalacharan. There we have Pranam Mantra, right from Srila Prabhupada to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. In this way, the Guru Parampara is there. And then 108 verses I have posted in the group. So you should not be in anxiety. What is going to happen in the seventh chapter? Now the second unit, how am I going to chant the verses? Everything will be taught. You should not just disturb other teachers for that. Please send the voice note. What are we going to do? Don't do that. The teachers responsible for that particular unit will take this responsibility of teaching even the shlokas. Don't be in anxiety. In anxiety, you're not going to learn anything. If you are free-minded, then only you can learn. And I have sent 108 verses, important verses. You can memorize even the verses also we can send in the PDF form. So you can memorize all the 108 verses also slowly. It's not going to come in exam, but there are some which are going to come in exam. This is for our own progress. Srila Prabhupada quotes is 108 verses from different places, especially in Bhagavatam, you'll find these verses quoted. So as a Bhakti Shastri student, you should know many verses from Bhagavad Gita, especially this 108 important verses. And any doubts, anything you want, any help you want, if in the second unit and third unit, you just post to me, I will do it. Even in the group, you can post, Mataji, please help. You don't have to just disturb Madhusudan Prabhu. He's busy in other things also. Just post to me, I will help you. If you have not understood a certain section, you can just post to me. You can be very free with me, and I will help you in all these things. Okay. So now we are going to take the last portions of 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we'll try to complete this 7th chapter. So we saw Krishna describing the less intelligent people, kamaiste rutakyana prapadyanti anna devataha. So these people who are worshippers of Devi Devatas, they are less intelligent because they are foolish also. Why? They think that every benefit is given by the Devatas. And they have so many desires. From 20th verse to 23rd verse, we saw these type of people, demigod worshippers, who get the benefit, but this benefit is only temporary benefit. And then Krishna says, I only make their faith steady. And also, I am the one who is giving. The results actually are attained by me only, Krishna says. But because it is coming through the Devatas, it will be temporary. And now 24th verse and 25th verse. We saw 24th verse last time. I think we have to start from 25th verse, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes, Mataji. We'll start from 25.
25th verse. So 24th and 25th verse speaks about the less intelligent people who consider Krishna's form to be impersonal. They don't consider the form at all. They think that everything is Brahman, everything is just impersonal. There is no personal form for Lord. That is what is their understanding. So they think that this manifestation of the form is just illusory. That means they consider the body of Krishna to be made up of Maya. Technically, we can call them as Mayavadis also. They consider the form of Krishna to be made up of Maya. So in this way, they don't know Krishna's form and the activities. Now, 25th verse. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudhoyam na bijanati lokoma ajamapyayam. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudhoyam na bijanati lokoma ajamapyayam. Very beautiful verse. Krishna calling the foolish as mudhas. Very beautiful verse. This is mudhoyam. They are mudhas. And somebody can say, oh Lord, you are appearing for the devotees. You are also appearing for the non-devotees also. How is it that devotees can recognize you and non-devotees cannot recognize you? What is the secret behind this? Then Krishna says, Maya Javanika Channam. If you see Kunti Maharani's prayers, Krishna says, intentionally, I keep a curtain between me and the soul. Maya Javanika Channam. Krishna very clearly says, Mahimne Brahmane Namaha. It's also given, Mahimne Brahmane Namaha. They can never understand. So here Krishna says, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. I am not visible for everyone. It is not that I appear and everybody can recognize me. I am not visible here refers to people cannot identify me. They can see me, but they cannot identify me. Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. Why? Yoga Maya Samavritaha. By my bewildering power of Maya. So here it is not Yoga Maya, it is Mahamaya, which comes in action. There are two types of Maya, and both are energy of Krishna. Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. Yoga Maya actually covers the eyes of the devotees, not making them identify that the sun is Krishna. Now, Mahamaya covers the eyes of materialistic or conditioned souls, not making them identify Krishna. What is the difference? Yoga Maya increases the Rasa Tattva. Mahamaya makes a person just go in this birth-and-death cycle because they are not able to identify Krishna. They don't want Krishna. They consider Krishna to be an ordinary person. They consider Krishna to be a product of Maya, the body to be an illusory energy. So in this way, Yoga Maya, Mahamaya. So here, which Maya has been spoken? Anupama, please mute your phone. So here, what has been spoken? Krishna says, my bewildering energy comes in action. To whom? Mudhas. Mudhas means foolish people. Mudhoyam, na bhijanati. They can never know me. If you see, even in so-called Hindus, it is good that we have come in contact with a sampradaya, a wonderful sampradaya, where we know Krishna is not one of the demigods. Krishna is supreme. Or if you see a common Hindu house, altar, there will be many demigods and somewhere they will place one Krishna also there. And on top of that, they will never understand that Krishna is the supreme and all the demigods are their servants. On top of that, they don't know also that Krishna eats We sing many songs, isn't it? कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं. We tell all these things. But when it comes to feeding Krishna, we say, does he really eat? It is good that we came in contact with Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada taught us, yes, he eats, he is a person. There was a question asked by Narayan Damodar, that what the demigod, what the Mayavadis, if they read these verses, what they will understand. First, they will never know who is I. I is Krishna. Krishna is a person. They don't know Krishna is a person. That is why all these verses will only bewilder them. And if demigod worshippers read these verses, they think that, oh, such see, our demigods are helped by Krishna. They think like this. So again, they are also an illusion only. They don't understand. It is not helping them. Krishna is controlling them. That is the difference. So, no mudhoyam na bijanati loko mam ajam abhyayam. Krishna is ajam. Ajam means he is unborn. Abhyayam. He never changes his qualities. That means qualities define a person. A person defines his personality. So when you say the quality of this person is so and so, quality of that person is so and so, or whatever it is, a jiva changes bodies. And according to various bodies, various qualities are attained. For Krishna, it is abhyayam. Krishna never changes his qualities. It is the same. I have told this verse to memorize. Aishwarasya samagrasya viryasya yashasa shriyaha jnana vairaga yaschaiva shannam bhaga itingana. Very clearly it has been given. Krishna has all the 6 qualities in full. Friday class, I will be asking each and everyone this verse. Okay, you have to memorize this verse. Aishwarasya samagrasya. Samagrasya means in full. Viryasya, yashasaha, shriyaha, jnana, vairagya, yaschaiva, shannam, bhaga, itingana. 6 qualities in full. I think I had put this verse in the group. I will again put this verse. You are supposed to learn this verse to understand that Krishna is a person. What is the proof? He is a person because he has qualities. One who has qualities has a personality. One who has a personality is a person. And as a devotee, if we don't know the qualities of Krishna, howsoever we break the head before Mayavadis, we can never tell this. If suppose somebody argues with you, Krishna has no form, you should immediately say Krishna is a person because he has a personality, and he has a personality, that means he has qualities. So Bhakti Shastri should empower you with the verses to protect yourself from the wrong definitions given by Mayavadis or impersonalists. That is the purpose of studying Bhakti Shastri. If you don't have this purpose, then your endeavor of joining this class is a failure. If you are not interested in studying the verses, your endeavor in joining this class, many people join the class just to get Brahman initiation from Guru Maharaj. Don't have that motives. It will automatically come. You become a Brahmana by studying the scriptures. You will automatically get. Just for initiation purpose, don't join Bhakti Shastri. Immediately give it up. If you are really interested in studying Bhakti Shastri, then you should take a sankalpa. Every day, at least 2 verses you should memorize. It is not for the examination. Somebody asked today, for the examination, please tell. Why? Why for examination? Try to memorize verses, not just to pass out. Because anyhow, if you get this degree, if you don't get this degree, Krishna recognizes you. It is not that this degree you are going to take to Golok Dham. It is not by this degree you are going to become a devotee. You are already a devotee. But these will give you more strength in devotion because you have the firm conviction. Yes, this is the verse where I can say, yes, Krishna is a person. Okay. So Krishna says, foolish do not know me. They don't know that I am Ajam. I am not born. And I don't have changing qualities. Okay. Kanchan Mishra Mataji, please read the verse, and after that, Vishwambhar Prabhu will read the verse, Sudha Mataji will read the verse. And Vandana Kapoor Mataji will read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Naham prakasha sarvasya yog maya samavrita mudho ayam nabhijanati loko mam ajamavyayam.
Yeah, next.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Naham prakasah sarvasya yoga maya samadhita mudhoyam navijanati loko mam jam jayam.
माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम। नाहं प्रकाश सर्वस्य योगमाया समावितः मूढो अयं नाभिजानाति लोको माम् अजम्ययम्।
Don't say Mudho Ayam. Mudhoyam. Why? Because this is Mudha Ayam. It is not Mudho Ayam. It is already Mudha Ayam, which is technically known as Mudhoyam.
Okay, माता।
Ah, okay. Read the. Kanchan Mishra, mute your phone.
Hare Krishna. For translation, I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and unfallible. Purport. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, then how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only a few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kurus, when Shishupal spoke against Krishna's being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the supreme God. Similarly, the Pandavas and the few others knew that he was the supreme, but not everyone. He was not to be revealed to the non-devotees and the common men. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said that for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as a reservoir of all pleasures. But to others, to unintelligent non-devotee, he was covered by his internal potency. In the prayers of Kunti in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.19, it is said that Lord is covered by the curtain of Yoga Maya, and thus ordinary person cannot understand him. This Yoga Maya curtain is also confirmed in the Ishanupishad Mantra 15, in which the devotees pray.
Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattam pushana pavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Very important verse this is. In Ishopanishad it will come when you study Ishopanishad, you'll come across this word. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattam pushana pavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Your golden effulgence. Actually, Krishna has so much of golden, Hiranmayena, there's so much of golden effulgence he has. So devotee wants to see Krishna. But what is happening is he's not able to see because Hiranmayena patrena satyasya apitam mukham. Your mukha is covered because of its effulgence. So the devotees say, I want to see, please remove this covering. Tattam pushana pavrum satya dharmaya drishtaya. Drishtaya means I want to see, O Lord. So I want to see this beautiful form. Yeah, read.
Oh my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by Yoga Maya. The Brahma Jyoti is covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that implies my seeing your Satchidanand Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental form of bliss and knowledge is covered by the internal potency of the Brahma Jyoti, and the less intelligent impersonalists cannot see the Supreme on this account. Also in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.7, there is this prayer by Brahma. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, you can calculate your potency. Who can calculate your potency and pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. Learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world or even the planet, but still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is not only unborn but also aware, inexhaustible. His eternal form is bliss and knowledge, and his energies are all inexhaustible. Hare Krishna.
Yes, his energies are inexhaustible. That means it doesn't deplete. Okay, that means his body is not made up of matter. Our body is made up of matter. As and when the time progresses, it becomes old. So our energy reduces. But Krishna's energy never reduces. That is why Abhyayam. That itself is a proof Krishna's body is not made up of matter. Okay. What is another proof Krishna's body is not made up of matter? What is the difference between our body and Krishna's body? Our body is made up of matter. Krishna's body is not made up of matter. Krishna remembers everything. What is the difference between God and Jiva? You would have done in introduction. First thing is Jiva tends to forget. Goes on changing the bodies. We have the tendency to forget. We don't remember our past. What to speak? We don't remember even what happened some days before. Suddenly somebody says what you did at this time yesterday, just one day before. We tend to scratch our head. That means we don't remember. We have the tendency to forget. But Krishna remembers everything. That itself is a proof that Krishna is Satchidananda. Though Jiva is also Satchidananda, but Jiva's body is different from Jiva. But Krishna and his body is one, same person. That is why Krishna remembers everything. That is given in this verse, 26 verse. Krishna remembers past, present, future. Sometimes you say, what I did, I am such a nice person. Why Krishna is giving punishment? We don't know what we did in the past life. But Krishna remembers everything of ours. Okay, Ashok Aneja, Prabhuji's hand is up. Any doubt, Prabhu?
Yes, I have two issues in this sloka 25.
Issue?
Here, first line, it is the clarification means I am not able to understand this meaning of the sloka.
I thought you have some issue with Krishna only or what?
First line, no. First line is Yoga Maya Samavrata. You have just now said that Yoga Maya covers the eyes of the devotees. But here Yoga Maya is mentioned in sloka 25, but it covers the eyes of the unintelligent and less intelligent people. Those people are being targeted. Is my understanding correct?
I did not say devote. I said Yoga Maya, Mahamaya. There are two types of coverings. Okay. When it comes to Vrindavan Vasis, they were not able to recognize Krishna. That was Yogamaya potency of Krishna. Here Yogamaya Samavrataha, which Yogamaya has been spoken, Mahamaya has been spoken.
But it is mentioned in the sloka Yogamaya only, no?
It is mentioned, but it is actually Mahamaya. That is why that the perfect understanding is there in Baladev Vidya Bhushan's commentary, where very clear understanding has been given. By covering, by my bewildering Maya, bewildering power of Maya. What is Mahamaya? It is the extended form of Yogamaya only, the shadow potency of Yogamaya. You have this verse in Brahma Samhita, Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Sadhana, Shakti, Reka, Chhaye, Vayasya, Bhuvanani, Vibharti, Durga. Who is Durga? Chhaya potency of internal potency. So then, what you call her? Mahamaya. What you call Radharani? Yogamaya. Internal potency. Radharani, her
Okay.
associates, they're all internal potency. And what was that second issue you had?
Second, in the purport is written, for them, I am covered by internal potency. If Krishna can be covered by internal potency, will it not validate the argument of the impersonalist that he is under Maya? I am not able to reconcile that.
1 minute.
Krishna
In
says,
this
I am
very-
covered by
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
internal
understood.
potency.
Understood. If he is only covered by Maya, then what is this? Isn't it? That is the question. Then everybody can say, he is also covered by Maya. What is so much different? Now tell me, sun can be covered by cloud?
Yes, but not permanently.
Sun
It is
can be
only
covered by cloud?
temporarily.
No. Our eyes are covered by cloud. Cloud can never even go near sun. Same thing. Maya can never touch Krishna. Maya can never touch Krishna. It is the Maya which covers the eyes either of the devotees or of the non-devotees. In different
Okay.
forms. Like when Krishna, when Vasudev brings Yogamaya, Durgaji, that time she is Yogamaya. Same Yogamaya, because Vasudev has touched her, the baby girl. Vasudev
Yes.
has touched her, that is the time she is Yogamaya. When Kamsa touches her, it is not Yogamaya, it is Mahamaya. The spiritual potency cannot be touched by a demon. Immediately that time there is a change of the potency.
Okay.
That is what Acharya is saying. Now your two issues are solved.
Yes, it is okay. Fine. Thank you. No, I could understand. For them, I am covered by my internal potency. I am not actually covered, but for them, I seem to be covered. Should I take that explanation?
Yes, for them,
Okay.
it seems that I am covered by Yoga Maya, or you can say by Maya. One explanation is this. Another is I cover their eyes. That is why they cannot see me. Understanding?
Understand. Okay.
I cover their eyes. That is why they think that I am covered.
Okay. Thank you.
Observer and observed. Yes. Okay. Now, Krishna remembers everything. Krishna remembers. Krishna, what is this? Sun gives rise to clouds. Yes. Sun gives rise to the clouds. The same way Lord gives rise to the Mayas. Maya takes birth from Krishna only. Okay. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjana bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Very beautiful verse. Every verse is very beautiful. I think you all can memorize all the verses. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjana bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. You'll think it's so difficult to by heart these verses. My request to you is join Sanskrit class. Because we don't know Sanskrit and we try to learn the verses. That is another problem. That is why what we do is we see the English and try to memorize. The Sanskrit classes will assist you in understanding and relishing the verses. Yes, Prabhupada has given word-to-word explanation. Everything is so wonderful. But still, the grammatical portion, we are not able to really understand. That is why we are not able to do Anvaya. Anvaya of the verses means breaking the verses and breaking the words and forming sentences. We should not directly read even the translation. We should know how to Veda Aham. Veda Aham. Veda means know. Aham means I know. So what is that word? Veda Aham, I know. But just say, if we learn Sanskrit, how much we can relish all these things. Vedaham, Samatitani, completely. Samatitani here refers to, I know everything what happened in the past. Samatitani. Vartamaneni, what is happening in the present also. Cha Arjuna, Cha Arjuna. Cha means and. This and actually comes where? Samatitani cha vartamanani. Isn't it? So Sanskrit is such a beautiful language. It can be accommodated anywhere. Like cha is a conjunction between the two words. And is a conjunction, but, and, between, all these things. But in English, you have to put it there only. You cannot just say, I, friends, and somewhere you cannot put there. But in Sanskrit, you can put cha anywhere. So Arjuna, I remember everything. Bhavishyani, cha, and Bhavishyani also. See, cha is put somewhere else. Bhutani, about all living entities. Mam, me, tu, but Veda knows not question anyone. No one knows me, but I know everything. What a beautiful words here. No one can recognize me. No one knows about me, but I know everything. Ashok Anija Prabhu, again some doubt is there for you? Problem in this verse? I hope not. Okay. Vedaham samatitani nivartamani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. This word is very important. Mam tu vedana kaschana. No one knows me. To know Krishna, it is not just by our mundane scholarship we can know Krishna. Even if you are not a knower of anything, you don't know, you are not studied so much. But still, if Krishna's mercy is there, it is very easy to understand Krishna. But Krishna's mercy is not there. Even if a person is a Sanskrit scholar, still he cannot understand. That is why it is not by scholarship a person can understand Krishna. It is only by mercy a person can understand Krishna. So you can say, then why are you propagating studying Sanskrit? Just to relish these verses. Because we have taken to study Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? To relish the verses, to understand it more deeper and deeper. Prabhupada emphasizes. So now here, Krishna says, no one knows me. So what is the meaning, no one knows me? No one knows my three features. Or to know my three features, a jnani has to take thousands and thousands of birth. Bahunam janmanam ante, jnanvan man prapadrate, vasudeva sarvati samatma sudurlabha. Vishuddha sattvam vasudeva shabditam, Bhagavan aspect. Vasatiti sarvatra vasudeva, that is Brahman aspect. Sarvamiti vasati, that is Paramatma aspect. The Lord is residing in your heart and my heart also. But sometimes we hate people. We don't like to see them. That means we don't like to see the arc of Krishna. We hate someone, we criticize someone. The lack of understanding that Krishna is present in each and everything. Sometimes we kick. Generally, we teach children not to kick anything. Why? Lord is present in everything. That is why it is said, don't kick, don't show hatred, don't throw things. Because Lord is present everywhere. So here, very clearly it is said, no one knows me. Okay. Chinmayi Mataji, then Kamakshi Mataji, Yashartha. Three of them will read the verses. Start. And Nara and Damodar will read the purport.
Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjana bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu veda na kashana.
Veda is a Veda is there. Mam tu Vedana. Veda means Veda. Don't say Veda that time. Mam tu Vedana kaschana.
Mam tu veda na kashana.
Very good. Kamakshi. I'll call you Govind.
Vedaham samaditani vartamanani cha Arjuna.
Why are you saying cha Arjuna? Haribol. Cha Arjuna. But you should not break.
Cha Arjuna pavishyani cha bhutani mam tum vedana kashana.
Very good. Yashat.
Vedaham samtitani vartamana.
Samatitani.
Vedaham samatitani.
Samtitani. Samtitani, where it is? Samatitani. When you say samtitani, that ma should have half ma. It is full ma. It is not half ma.
Samatitani.
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 Ah.
Like that. Okay. Vedaham samatitani. Vartam-
Samtitani. It is not rasva. It is dirgha. Samatitani. It is dirgha.
Vedaham samatitani.
अरे समतितानी नहीं समतीतानी. I will not leave you till you don't say properly.
But
Samatitani.
in my understanding, I am reading the same, I think, Mataji. Vedaham
Titani.
samatitani. Samatitani. Vartamanani cha Arjuna. Bhavishyani cha bhutani. Mamatu vedana kashana.
Now chant Samatitani again.
Vedaham samatitani.
Samtitani. Why Samtitani? Samatitani.
Vedaham samatitani.
Are Baba. Samatitani. Ti. Tell. Ti.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Vedaham samatitani.
Very good.
Vartamanani cha Arjuna. Bhavishyani cha bhutani. Mamatu vedana kashana.
This all will be taught for you in Sanskrit class. What is dirgha? What is rasva? What is half? What is full? See what happened when you said samtitani. It was some half. When you say sama, then titani you said. The titani means it is now half. You know, the whole meaning will change. Samatitani. There is a dirgha rasa is very important. Okay, read.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada teacher. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows. Purport. Here the question of personality and impersonality is clearly stated. If Krishna, the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, were Maya, material, as the impersonalists consider him to be, then, like the living entity, he would change his body and forget everything about his past life. Anyone with a material body cannot remember his past life, nor can he foretell his future life, nor can he predict the outcome of his present life. Therefore, he cannot know what is happening in past, present, and future. Unless one is liberated from material contamination, he cannot know past, present, and future. Unlike the ordinary human being, Lord Krishna clearly says that he completely knows what happened in the past, what is happening in the present, and what will happen in the future. In the fourth chapter, we have seen that the Lord remembers instructing Vivaswan, the sun god, millions of years ago. Krishna knows every living entity because he is situated in every living being's heart as the super soul. But despite his presence in every living entity as super soul and his presence as the supreme personality of the Godhead, the less intelligent, even if able to realize the impersonal Brahman, cannot realize Sri Krishna as the supreme person. Certainly, the transcendental body of Sri Krishna is not perishable. He is just like the sun, and Maya is like a cloud. In the material world, we can see that there is the sun and that there are clouds and different stars and planets. The clouds may cover all these in the sky temporarily, but this covering is only apparent to our limited vision. The sun, moon, and stars are not actually covered. Similarly, Maya cannot cover the Supreme Lord. By his internal potency, he is not manifest to the less intelligent class of men. As it is stated in the third verse of this chapter, out of millions and millions of men, some try to become perfect in this human form of life, and out of thousands and thousands of such perfected men, hardly one can understand what Lord Krishna is. Even if one is perfected by realization of impersonal Brahman, or localized Paramatma, he cannot possibly understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, without being in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. So here, very clearly it has been said, sun, moon, stars are not actually covered. The same way, Maya doesn't cover Krishna. Our eyes are covered by Maya. Now it depends whether it is in the devotees category, that to pure devotees category. When Krishna wants to release the rasas, Krishna covers. It's up to Krishna. It is not that everybody's eyes is covered. Devaki's eyes was not covered. Devaki knew that Krishna is Supreme Personality of God, but Yashoda was not knowing. It's up to Krishna whose eyes to cover or not. And then conditioned souls, any of their eyes are covered. Any doubt? Narayan?
Mataji, even in the 4th chapter, 5th verse, Lord says, Bahuni me Vititani Janmani Tavacharjana. And again, he is repeating the same point. So, is there a reason behind these two repetitions, or it is just for convincing us?
To now very clearly state that I remember everything. I am not just an ordinary person. Like demigods, they may consider some demigod worshippers may consider demigods to be higher. Impersonalists, they may not be recognizing me, but I know everything. I am not an ordinary person. For that, again, this verse is repeated. Bahuni met metitani. There also Krishna tells to Arjuna, but there why Krishna tells to Arjuna, you have forgotten. I have not forgotten. This transcendental knowledge, I have given it to Sun God. At that time, you were also present, but you forgot, I am remembering. So context is little different. There, Krishna is emphasizing Arjuna. Here, Krishna is emphasizing that how the people are foolish. They don't recognize me. Okay, now, in the 3rd chapter, 27th verse, we had read one. Who is the doer? The time you would have taken this question up. Who is the doer? The soul can say, I am the doer. The body can say, I am the doer. Lord can say, I am the doer. At the same time, 3 are non-doers also. Like when I am eating a food, who is eating? Soul is eating, body is eating, God is eating. Who is eating? So 3 are doers, 3 are non-doers. How 3 are doers, let us see. And how 3 are non-doers also. Now, when I'm eating something, I desired. Soul desires. What is a proof for that? 7.27. Then body can say, oh, you only desired, na? My hands are there, mouth is there, body is there. That is why you're able to eat. Is the body who is a doer? Prakriti griyamanani. Gunai karmani sarvachaha. Ahankaritiyam me bhinna prakriti ashtada. So, body can say, I am the doer. Then Krishna in 13th chapter, 23rd verse, Krishna says, Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwara paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha para. I am the Upadrashta. I see everything. Anumanta. I give the permission. That is why you are able to eat. Now see, 3 are doers. So when it comes to something very good, wonderful, then 3 become doers. When it comes to taking blames, 3 raise their hands up. Yeah, in your office, it happens generally. In the offices also. When it comes to taking the names, everybody says, I did. When it comes to taking the blames, oh, not I, this person. That person, no, not I, this person. So here also, when it comes to taking the blames, the soul says, oh, what I have to do? I just desired. Anyhow, I am Sachidananda, I am eternal. What I have to do with material things? And the body can say, I am a Jada Vastu. How can I do something? I am a Jada Brahman. And Lord can say, even I am eternal, what I have to do with material things? So 3 are also doers, 3 are also non-doers. This is the answer. Who is the doer? Somebody asked you. When you are walking, who is walking? Soul is walking, body is walking, God is walking. 3 are also doing. Now you are going to a wine shop. Who is responsible? God is responsible. soul is responsible or body is responsible, all the three will raise their hands. No, we are not responsible. Soul says, what I have to do with the wine shop? And the body can say, yeah, I'm Jada Brahman. What? I don't know what is the taste also. And God can say, even I have nothing to do with the wine shop. But when it goes to the temple, we are going to the temple, all the three will say, I am the doer. Soul says, I desired him. The body says, without my cooperation, you cannot do anything. Your desires cannot be fulfilled. Body is present, that is why you are able to walk. I am assisting you. And God says, I assisted you, I allowed you, I permitted you. So in this way, this verse, write down these verses, 3.27, 7.27, and 13.20. Decides who is the doer. At the capacity of desire, it is soul. At the capacity of being an instrument, it is the body. At the capacity of allowing, it is Krishna. Okay. What are the verses? 3.27, 7.27, 13.20. Okay. Now we are really Bhakti Shastri. Shastri. You know what is Shastri? Educated, highly educated. You can speak all these things. If somebody says, see, is smoking, what your body is doing, immediately you should say, we are non-doers. What soul has to do with smoking a cigarette? How can a body smoke a cigarette? And why Krishna has to permit? But then soul desire, yes, a wrong thing. Body cooperated. And Krishna gave warning. The government gives warning. The soul doesn't want to listen. So Krishna allows that free will to be used. Krishna doesn't want him to smoke, but Krishna doesn't stop his free will, but gives a warning. Okay, let us see. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Partha Bandhu Prabhu, Anupama Mataji, and we will read Janardhan Prabhu. And then the purport will be read by Chinmay. Okay, read.
Ichha dvesha samuthena
Ichha samuthena.
Wait, Anupama, wait. First, please. Yeah, read. Partha Bandhu, please read. Unmute yourself. Then Anupama. First, let him finish.
Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa.
Parantapa. Anupama.
Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarve yanti parantapa.
So when you say sarva, na, don't say sarva. It is sarva.
Sarva. Sarva bhutani.
Okay. Next. Sarge yanti parantapa.
Sarge yanti parantapa.
Very good. Okay, Janardhan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
इच्छाद्वेषसमुत्थेन द्वन्द्वमोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहं सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप.
Very good. Wonderful. Okay, read Chinmay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O sanction of Bharata, O conqueror of foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. Purport. The real constitutional position of living entity is that of subordination to the Supreme Lord, who is pure knowledge. When one is duly, deluged into separation from his pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by the illusionary energy and can't understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The illusionary energy is manifested into the duality of desire and hate. Due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotees who are not deluged or contaminated by desire and hate can understand that Lord Shri Krishna appears by his internal potencies, but those who are deluged by duality and ne- deluded, sorry, deluded by duality and nescience think that supreme nescience think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material energies. This is their misfortune. Such deluded persons sim- symptomatically dwell in dualities of dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, women and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain, etc., thinking, this is my wife, this is my house, I am the master of this house, I am the husband of this wife. These are the dualities of delusion. Those who are deluded by dualities are completely foolish and therefore can't understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So here very clearly it has been said, Ichha, Dvesha. Ichha means you have some desire, Ichha. Dvesha, hatred. You love somebody, you hate somebody. Because of that, what happens? Because of these dualities, hatred, love, man, apman, these are all the dualities. Because of that, a person or a jiva is put in illusion, mohena. Now what happens because of this moha, and many births, it goes on adding up, ichha and dvesha, this becomes now delusion. Delusion means sammohena, sammoha. Sammoha means completely now he is in illusion. It is more extended form of moha. When the moha's intensity increases, it is known as delusion, illusion, delusion. It is very difficult to bring a person out of delusion. Illusion at least is better, but delusion is the worst. It is more like the intensity has increased more, delusion. So because of that, he goes on taking birth. One desire. Then in that, but again, many desires have added up. So in this way, it goes on, adding up multiple desires. Okay. Then, when can he become mukta with all these dvandva? Dvandva means dualities, good, bad. We give certificate. Oh, he's a very good person. It's according to you. Somebody says he's a very bad person. Again, that certificate is given by somebody else. So it is our perception. Good or bad is our perception. Somebody recognizes us, mana. Somebody degrades us, apmana. Again, this is all dualities. However, how a person can come out of these dualities, because these dualities affect our consciousness. How can a person equanimous? But when that position can come, when can we become very steady in all these dualities? Something happens according to what we like. Something happens according to what we don't want. When then we can become equal in all these positions. So Krishna says, Te dvandva moha nirmukta. When it can happen, when a person does bhajan to me, when a person can do bhajan to Krishna, when he completely comes out of all his papa vritti. Papa vritti means sinful tendency. In that sinful tendency, even so-called pious activity is also considered. When a person does a pious activity, but he is not interested in Krishna consciousness, then so-called pious activity also comes in vikarma. We studied about sakarma, akarma, vikarma in the 3rd chapter. Sakarma, then vikarma, akarma. We did all these things. We did or not?
Yes,
Forgot?
Mataji.
Yes.
Good, we did. So in that, in the purport, what Prabhupada writes, even so-called pious activity also comes in the category of vikarma only if a person is not surrendering to Krishna. So this is what is given in the 28th verse. Krishna says, Yesham tvantakatam papam janana punyakarmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam drudavrataha. Yesham tvantakatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam drudavrataha. Very beautiful verses. Yesham tvantagatam papam, when his papa is completely eradicated. Yesham tvantagatam, tvantagatam, antagatam, tva antagatam. Antagatam means completely eradicated. Jananam punya karmanam, then only he can do punya karma. Which punya karma here is referred to? The activities where Krishna is in the center. Punya karmanam. That punya karma has been told. Not that you dig a well, give water to everyone, or you remove your eyes and give it to somebody. That also is pious activity only. Some results will be there. Good activity, good results. We are not talking about now good and bad, because we want to come out of this duality. So it is divine activity, which is neither good nor bad. Like, how is prasadam? So, because you don't know the word divya, then there should be ganda also, na? If you say acha hai, then opposite is what? Ganda hai. And somebody should say ganda hai, but nobody dares to say that. Why? Divya hai. Somebody is singing film song. You will say acha hai or bura hai. But somebody sings a Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even though he may not have a good voice, he may not be very expert in singing also, but by mistake also he will say bura hai. You say theek hai. But it is divya. Anything related to Krishna is divya. Krishna is talking about divya karmanam, but intentionally here punya karmanam has been given. That is how Krishna bewilders even Mayavadi and all. Many people read Bhagavad Gita. No? It's only devotees who can understand. Why? Because bhajante word is given. Bhajante mam drudavrataha. Who can do bhajan? Who has kept Krishna in the center? So whoever keeps Krishna in the center, that activity is not coming in the category of punya karma. That activity comes in the category of akarma, isn't it? Akarma. Akarma means which has neither good result nor bad result. Punya karma has good result. But which punya karma has been spoken here? So this is divya karma. Te dvandva moha nirmukta. In this way, he becomes nirmukta, completely mukta from these dualities. Bhajante ma drudavrataha. How? With determination, he has to worship Lord. He has to serve Lord. Bhajante word comes from the word bhaja. Bhaja means to serve. Bhaja means serve. You say bhajan. Hum bhajan kar rahe. Bhajan means serving. In this, I remember my father. My father's one of the you can say, one of the experience of my father at Bengal. He was a bachelor. He went to Calcutta. At the time, a bachelor means always waiting for somebody to call for food, isn't it? They don't like to cook. So that day he went and his friend told, "Hamare ghar mein bhojan hai." So Raja, bhojan hai. So that day he did not cook much. He just was eating fruits and something. And night, because Bengalis are very famous for feeding. So he thought, okay, let me go and have nice prasad there. So he went there. Bhajan was going on. After bhajan, they gave some small, the shiraka, one drona. Then my father just waited with that. He said, "Oh, bhojan samap." I said, "Bhojan?" Because it was bhajan. Bhojan. So you see, they call bhojan. So you should understand this bhojan or bhajan comes from the word bhaja. Bhaja means to serve. Okay. Okay. Now Hansarupi Prabhu, Vaishnav Kaur Prabhu, Jumur will read the verses and Kanchan Bhaktani Mataji will read the purport. Hansarupi Prabhu, start.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yesham tva antagatam papam janan punya karmanam.
Jananam is there or what? Hari bol. Jananam is there or Jananam is there? Read properly.
Jananam.
You are not coming from a foreign land.
Yesham tva antagatam papam jananam.
Twanta. Hari bol. Twant or twanta. You have to join Sanskrit class. Okay. This is compulsory for you.
Yesham tva antagatam papam.
Again, twant. What is twant? Twanta. Read properly. Twant means you are breaking it. Again.
Yesham tvantagatam papam.
Hare. Why are you hurrying? Yesham tvantagatam papam.
Yesham tvantagatam papam.
Again you are saying twant. Twanta. Stop na. Twanta.
Yesham tvantagatam papam janam.
Jana.
Punya karma.
Why are you seeing English? Don't see English. You see that Sanskrit.
No, I'm not saying English.
Then is it Jananam is there?
Jananam.
You have not studied Hindi in your childhood?
Yes, I did, Mataji.
Then read properly. Jananam.
Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moho nirmukta bhajante mam.
Moha. Don't eat the words, na. Te dvanda moha nirmukta.
Te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridvrata.
Again. Drida vrataha.
Drida vrataha.
Drida. Full, na? It is not half. Don't cut it. Drida vrataha.
Drida vrataha.
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 I'm going to take now laddus now. Okay.
Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridvrata.
Mukta Drudavrataha.
Te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridvrataha. Drudvrataha.
Drudvrataha.
Drudvrataha. Drudvrataha.
Drud नहीं druda. Druda.
माता पंजाबियों से नहीं बोला जाएगा.
अरे पंजाबी नहीं, संस्कृत बोलना है. druda.
हाँ तो वही बोल रहा हूँ, एक्सेंट आएगा पंजाबी का. druda.
नहीं आना.
अड़ा नहीं रहता पंजाब में.
अरे नहीं, ऐसा हाफ नहीं डाल सकते आप.
One more student for Sanskrit class.
माताजी वो स्वाहा.
अभी आपको संस्कृत क्लास को ज्वाइन करना ही करना है, पक्का ज्वाइन करना है. ऐसा दृढ़, ऐसे दृढ़ नहीं बोलना है. दृढ़ व्रताः.
भजन्ते माम दृढ़ व्रताः.
वेरी गुड, वंडरफुल. Next, Jumur. Then Krishna Priya also will chant. After that. Jumur.
येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः.
Wonderful. Krishna Priya. Why you write funny? What is funny?
Actually, Mataji, when I registered my name, I put funny. So for that purpose, in bracket again.
Sutar funny. There's a sweet name as Sutar funny. I thought you like Sutar funny. Okay, read.
येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः.
Very good. Now who is going to read?
Mataji, myself.
Yeah, read.
Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Purport. Those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously, and who have conquered sinful reactions, can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, gradually, they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the process of being situated on the spiritual platform. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness in the association of pure devotees. For in the association of great devotees, one can be delivered from delusion. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2 that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimukteha. But one who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of existence. Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from the delusion. The impersonalists do not know that forgetting their constitutional position as subordinate to the Supreme Lord is the greatest
Voice is not heard. Voice is not heard.
It is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination.
Okay. Mahatvaram Ahur Vimuktehe. Just by serving the Vaishnavas, one can easily come out of this darkest region of existence. Tamodvaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. It's just by serving Vaishnavas. Krishna says, the knowledge automatically is given to the ones who consider the spiritual master as good as Krishna. He serves the spiritual master as good as Krishna. He serves the Vaishnavas as good as Krishna. So it is said here, but there is a nice verse which I'll be putting that verse also. How much you love Krishna, more than that, if you love the Vaishnavas and your spiritual master, then Krishna says, I give that knowledge to that person. I will give that knowledge. That much is the power of service. Bhajante mam drudavataha. When you say, I love Krishna, then I should love the devotees also. And devotees means one who loves other devotees, one who loves all living beings. Not only the devotees, he loves all living beings. And then only he can be categorized as devotees. Not that he just holds a position in the temple and he hates everyone. No. When you come to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you will come to understand what is pure devotional service. Sarvopadi vinirmukvam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uchyate. What is the meaning of Uttama Bhakti? Just give up all the desire for holding a position. Sarvopadi vinirmukvam. So a devotee is not just categorized, oh, I'm 30 years in ISKCON. Even though you may be 30 years in ISKCON, but you don't have love for the devotees, and what is the use? Somebody may be very new in ISKCON, that doesn't mean that he's a neophyte. He has love for the devotees. He respects the devotees. He loves Lord. You can love Lord only when you love devotees. Krishna recognizes that. Krishna says, you don't be my devotee. You be devotee of my devotee. Padma Puran speaks about it. Yome bhakta jana partha, name bhaktaschate jana, Krishna says. Whoever is my devotee, I don't recognize him as a devotee. Yome bhakta jana partha, name bhaktaschate jana. Teme bhakta jana bhaktaha. If he is a devotee of my devotee, then I recognize him. These are all very powerful verses. You should have this verses quoted book of Srila Prabhupada. Important verses quoted. So you can relish more. When you have some subject, you can relish more. Like these all verses, Yome Bhakta Jana Partha. It comes in Padma Puran, where Krishna very clearly says, you don't be my devotee. First you be devotee of my devotee. You serve my devotee. And how Dridavataha? Dridavataha refers to with complete determination. That means determined to attain Krishna, the only path is by serving the devotees. There's a verse which says, Yatha deve para bhaktir, yasya deve para bhaktir, yatha deve tatha guru, tatsete katitayartam prakashante matmana. Krishna says, yasya deve para bhaktir. Yasya deve para bhaktir. How much you have love for Krishna? Tatha deve tatha guru. That much love you have for the guru. That much love you have for the devotees. Yasya deve para bhaktir, yatha deve tatha guru. Tasyete katitayartam, I will give that knowledge. I will give prakashante mahatmanaha. I will reveal the knowledge. Very clearly Krishna says. That is why here bhajante mam. This word bhajante mam is very, very important. Krishna has given a clue how to come out of this dvandva. Dvandva means dualities. Then in this dvandva also comes jara mrityu, that is old age, mrityu, that is death. How to come out of all these things? Jara, moksha, jara, mrityu. How a person can come out of it? How can he become liberated? Mama shrutyaha yatanti. Let us see the next verse. This is again, birth and death is also duality. Sometimes you're born, sometimes you die. So this is also a duality only. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi, these are all the conditions which has been given. And Krishna says how to attain moksha or how to be liberated from these four conditions. Jara marana mokshaya mama shrityah yatantiye te brahma tad vidhu krishnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. Jara marana mokshaya mama shritya yatantiye te brahma tad vidhu krishnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. How will you attain liberation? Krishna says. Mama ashritya. When you combine these two, it becomes mama ashritya when you chant. But it is mama ashritya. You have to take ashraya. Ashraya of me, Krishna says. Yatantiye. You endeavor to surrender unto me. You endeavor to surrender unto me, Krishna says. And when you surrender, at that time you can know three things. What is the three thing? Brahma. You will know about yourself. Adhyatma jnana. Brahma means about jiva. Then Krishna says, you will also know about adhyatmam. Adhyatmam here refers to the impressions, the previous life impressions, which makes a jiva act in certain capacity. Adhyatmam. Brahma, Adhyatmam. And also, you will know about karma. What is that karma? The results of his activities. What are the results? Karma. Because what defines our karma? The reactions defines our karma. Why a person is acting in this way? That is actually his reactions. Reactions of previous karma leads to another karma. Isn't it? You are not just doing a karma. That is actually a reaction of previous karma. So a person who desires to be liberated from these four conditions should take ashraya of Krishna, and then he comes to know about three things: Brahma, Adhyatma, and Karma. Brahma means Jiva, Adhyatma means previous life impressions, Karma means the reactions. In your 8th chapter is going to start with the question of Arjuna asking more about these things. And Krishna is going to speak 6 things, 6 aspects or 6 subjects which Arjuna will be asking. That 6 subject is defined in this 29th and 30th verse. Now 3 subjects have been given. What is that? Brahma, Adhyatma, and Karma. Brahma means Jiva, Adhyatma means impressions. We are carrying many impressions, isn't it? Sometimes we bark like dogs. Why? I was dog in the previous, but I don't know. That is why we have fighting tendency. Something may happen like this. Some previous life impressions you may have. At night you may see some dream which you have never even thought about. Previous life impressions. You act in a certain capacity. That means karma is reactions to the previous karmas. Okay. Who will read this verse? Let me ask somebody else. Gadadhar Prabhu will read, Mahesh Sangam will read, and Manoj Jha will read. And Neeraj Kapoor Prabhu, if you have come home, then you can read the purport. Your voice.
Disturbance are there. But that's why I couldn't do it. I kept a message to you.
Okay.
Sorry, Mother.
Mute your phone. Okay. Maya Mataji, you read. Mute your phone, Prabhu. Maya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Jara Marana Mokshaya Mamashritya Yatantiye Te Brahma Tad Viduhu Krusnam Madhyatmam Karma Chakilam.
When you have Viduhu in between, you should not say, oh, that time. Just Vidu. I'll take up the verse. I shall have to wait. Okay. So that time you should not say, oh, aha, there. You should just go ahead. Okay. We will read the next. I told the name. Mahesh Sangam.
Hare Krishna. Jara Marana Mokshamam Shri Shritya Yatanti.
Mute your phone. Your phone, so much of disturbance. Read properly. Jara Marana Mokshaya. Read, Mahesh.
Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Shritya.
Mama Shritya.
Mama Shritya Yatanti.
Yatantiye.
Te Brahma.
Yatanti. Yata is not there.
Yatanti.
Te Brahma.
Te Brahma. Tad
Viduhu. Krishnam. Adhyatmam.
Karma.
Chakilam. Manoj Jha Prabhu.
Jara Marana Mokshaya Mamashritya Yatantiye Te Brahma Tad Viduhu Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam.
Very good. Neeraj Prabhu, can you read?
Hare Krishna, Mataji is still driving. Can I read on his behalf?
Yes. Read.
intelligent person who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They're actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about the transcendental activities. Purport, birth, death, old age, and diseases affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. There is no birth, death, old, and disease for the spiritual body. So one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. The Brahman concept of life is also in devotional service as described in this verse. The pure devotees are transcendently situated on the Brahman platform and they know everything about the transcendental activities. 4 kinds of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord achieves their respective goals. And by the grace of Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. But those who are worshippers of demigods never reach the Supreme Lord in his supreme planet. Even the less intelligent Brahman realized person cannot reach the supreme planet of Krishna known as Golok Vrindavan. Only persons who perform activities in Krishna conscious, Mam Ashritya, are actually entitled to be called Brahman because they are actually endeavoring to reach the Krishna planet. Such persons have no misgiving about Krishna and thus they are actually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worshipping the form or archa of the Lord or who are engaged in meditation on the Lord simply for liberation from material bondage, also known by the grace of Lord, the purport of Brahman, Adhibhuta, etc., as explained by the Lord in the next chapter. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Yasharth, you had some doubt.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, actually, I was a bit confused as here it is written that who has accumulated his punya karma and reduced all his sinful activities, he can determiningly engage in the service of Lord. But one more aspect which we read in the purport that by the service of Vaishnava, we are engaged in the service of Lord. So I was a bit confused that.
So here punya karma refers to divya karmas. That's why very clearly it has been. Because dvandva, when it comes, this word dvandva, because of this dvandva, that punya karma is not good karma. It is not a good karma. It is divya karma, which is not having any good and bad result of this material world. That is why Vaishnava Seva and all this been given.
So means the real factor is that only that by mercy of Guru and Vaishnava we are engaged in the devotional service.
Aneja Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, one clarification, then purport. It is stated the pure devotees are transcendentally situated on the Brahman platform. What does exactly this mean?
They know that they are eternal. They know that they know all these 6 aspects. They know how the jivas, because of the previous life impressions, they have certain reactions. And they know about Paramatma. They know about all the 6 aspects. They know about the constitution of the body. Pure devotees can see all these things. Adhibhuta jnana they have. Adhidaiva jnana they have. They know about the universal form of Lord. That has been
Brahman we have asked 3.
Brahman
that is
here refers to
Jiva
Brahman.
And yes.
Jiva
so
Brahman,
which
Jada
form
Brahman,
it is
Para
referring
Brahman.
to? Yes. Which form it is referring to here when it is called Brahman here?
What?
On Brahman platform.
What is form? What do you mean by form? Here you are speaking about material form or the spiritual form. Every jiva has a spiritual form. But till a person doesn't come to the pure devotional service, he will never understand his pure form, pure spiritual form. So a pure devotee can realize his pure constitutional position. Every jiva has a spiritual form. Because it has forgotten, that is why it gets a material form.
Okay. Understood.
And Jada Brahman anyhow has no form. Jada Brahman is formless. But Parabrahman again, internal energy of Krishna has a form.
Super soul.
Okay, now another three aspects. Pure devotees can know three things. That is Brahman. Then we spoke about Adhyatma Jnana, and then about karma, about the different reactions of activities. Now let us see. Sa means again and. Sadi bhuta diraivam sadi yakyam chaye viduhu prayana kale pichamam te vidur yukta chetasah. Sadi bhuta diraivam sadi yakyam chaye viduhu prayana kale pichamam te vidur yukta chetasah. Sadi bhutadhidaivam sa adi bhutadi bhuta adi bhuta, then adhidaiva, then adhiyakya. These three knowledge is also there. Ye viduhu, vidu means they have these three knowledge. When they have these three knowledge, what is that adhibhuta gyan? What is the meaning of adhibhuta gyan? About the adhibhuta. Adhibhuta means matter, material body. How this body is comprised of 24 elements, Adhibhuta Jnana. Then Adhidaiva Jnana. Adhidaiva means what? Whole universal form. How this whole universal form, Lord as Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, universal form. Krishna's universal form. Adhiyagyaha. Krishna is Paramatma, Shirodakshay Vishnu. Krishna is Paramatma. When he has these three jnanam, adhibhuta, that is body, how this matter is comprised of, adhibhuta, adhidaiva, adhiyagyaha, then prayana kalepi, while leaving this body, at that time, he knows me because his mind is completely engaged in me. Because when he sees whatever things around him, sthavara jangama dekhe, na dekhe taramurti. When he sees movable, immovable, he is not seeing that form as it is. Sarvatra hoye nija ishta deva spurti. What he sees my form in everything. That is why prayana kale pichamam. It is not so easy to remember Krishna. Till that eyes are always tainted with Krishna's love. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. He loves Krishna so much, whatever he sees Krishna. Sometimes devotees place Krishna's photo everywhere. People think, hey, what is this? Every roof you're playing, every wall you're just putting Krishna's photo. Why? Just to see Krishna everywhere. When they see Krishna everywhere, naturally, they tend to see Krishna even outside also. At that time, how they should see Krishna? Even in matter, they should see Krishna. Sthavara jangama dekhi. When you are seeing a movable, when you are seeing an immovable, there are movable living entities like cat. How will you see Krishna in the cat? As Paramatma. Sometimes you see, अरे बिल्ली ने काटा है चलो, अरे बिल्ली के अंदर भी तो परमात्मा है. Yes, the body is little tamasic and all those things. That is why we try to avoid. But as far as having that pity and all those things, you have, yes, you have that compassion. You try to give some Krishna Prasad to some dogs. You had this verse in 5th chapter. A person, Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Sorry, you had this verse, Panditaha Samadarshinaha. What is that Pandita Samadarshinaha? When he sees a Brahmana, when he sees Shwapakaha, when he sees a Shwa, that means a dog or a dog eater, when he sees Hastini, what he sees Paramatma in everything. That is why he is not cruel to them. A devotee is never cruel to anyone. In fact, when a devotee sees a tree cutting also, the devotee cries. My grandchild cries when she sees a tree is cut, she goes on crying. Oh, Pati, see the tree is cut. So that compassion should be there. That is an inborn quality. When the tree is cut, you should not laugh. Thavara Jangama Deki Nadake Taramurti Sarvatra Hoye Nija Ishtadeva Smriti. So that is what is given. That time, and then Prayana Kale Pichamam, Te Vidur Yukta Chetasa. That time his mind is completely engaged in me. Or in other words, if a mind is completely engaged in Krishna, he can understand Adhibhuta Jnana, Adhyatma Jnana, Adhidaiva Jnana, Adhiyatya Jnana, Brahma Jnana. All these things what we studied in the previous verse. All these Jnana can be understood. 6 aspects. Brahma Jnana, Adhyatma Jnana, Karma Jnana, Adhidaiva Jnana, then Adhibhuta Jnana, Adhiyatya Jnana. Okay. Who will read this? Parth, you will read. And then Neeraj Prabhu has at last come. So, okay, you will also read. And then Kanchan Bhaktani Mataji will read verse. And Moini Mataji will read the purport. Okay. Read. Start. Parth.
साधिभूतादिदैवं साधियज्ञं च विदुः प्रयाणकाले च मां ते विदुर्युक्तचेतसः.
Okay, Neeraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Sadhibhutadidevam mam sadhiyagyam cha ye vido pranaya kale spicha man te viduryukta cha chetasa.
Te viduryukta chetasa. Daivam.
Viduryukta
Devam nahi.
chetasa.
Daivam.
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 Sadhibhutadidevam mam
Daivam.
Devam ma
I know all Punjabi
sadhiyagyam
tunes are
cha
coming.
ye vido.
Prayana Kali Pichama.
Pranaya kale spicha mante vidur yukta chetasa.
Very good. Next. Who is going to chant? Bhaktani Mataji. Haribol chant. Okay, Maya Mataji, you chant.
Hare Krishna. Sadhibhutadidevam mam sadhiyajnam cha ye vido prayanakale cha mam te viduryukta chetasa.
Moini Mataji, read the purport.
Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death.
So here Adhidevam also refers to the Lord, how the demigods are related to him, everything. Adi, that is universal form. Read.
Perfect explained by Prabhupada teacher. Persons acting in Krishna consciousness are never deviated from the path of eternally understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the transcendental association of Krishna consciousness, one can understand how the Supreme Lord is the governing principle of the material manifestation and it gradually. But by such transcendental association, one becomes convinced of the Supreme Personality
Your
of God.
voice is not coming proper. Keep your this on properly. You are not able to do, then I'll tell somebody else to read. Sit in one place and
Mataji,
read.
I'll
Huh?
read.
Yeah, you read. You read. Mohini Mataji, wait. You read. Read.
I'll read. Yeah.
Yeah.
Persons acting in Krishna consciousness are never deviated from the path of entirely understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the transcendental association of Krishna consciousness, one can understand how the Supreme Lord is the governing principle of the material manifestation and even of the demigods. Gradually, by such transcendental association, one becomes convinced of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and at the time of death, such a Krishna conscious person can never forget Krishna. Naturally, he is thus promoted to the planet of the Supreme Lord, Golok Vrindavan. The seventh chapter particularly explains how one can become a fully Krishna conscious person. The beginning of Krishna consciousness is association of persons who are Krishna conscious. Such association is spiritual and puts one directly in touch with the Supreme Lord, and by his grace, one can understand Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the same time, one can really understand the constitutional position of the living entity and how the living entity forgets Krishna and becomes entangled in material activities. By gradual development of Krishna consciousness in good association, the living entity can understand that due to forgetfulness of Krishna, he has become conditioned by the laws of material nature. He can also understand that this human form of life is an opportunity to regain Krishna consciousness and that it should be fully utilized to attain the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. Many subjects have been discussed in this chapter: the man in distress, the inquisitive man, the man in want of material necessities, knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of Paramatma, liberation from birth, death, and diseases, and worship of the Supreme Lord. However, he who is actually elevated in Krishna consciousness does not care for the different processes. He simply directly engages himself in activities of Krishna consciousness and thereby factually attains his constitutional position as an eternal servitor of Krishna, Lord Krishna. In such a situation, he takes pleasure in hearing and glorifying the Supreme Lord in pure devotional service. He is convinced that by his doing so, all his objectives will be fulfilled. This determined faith is called Dhranavrata, and it is the beginning of Bhakti Yoga, or transcendental loving service. That is the verdict of all scriptures. This seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita is the substance of that conviction. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purport to the seventh chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of knowledge of the Absolute. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
So Krishna is saying that one who knows these three things. What is that? The three things: Brahma, Adhyatma, Karma, Adidaiva, Adibhuta, Adiyakya. Now this is a complete confusion for Arjuna. What are these three things? That is how the 8th chapter will start. You will ask, what is Brahman? What is Brahma? What is Adhyatma? We have studied. What is Brahma? Soul. What is Adhyatma? Impression. What is Karma? The reactions by which the next karma is decided. Whatever karma we are doing, that is because of the reactions. Then Adibhuta, what is this matter? Adidaiva, who are these demigods, universal form demigods. And then Adiyagya, who is a Paramatma. So now the question arises in the next chapter. Who are all these things? What is all these 6 words? What are these 6 words? Define this. I want to understand these subjects. But Krishna very clearly says, whoever knows this, then he can serve me even at the time of death. They should know this. This knowledge is very important. He will know me even at the time of death. Okay. So technically, if you see what is asked, about demigod's position is asked, about the soul is asked, why we are doing this karmas, why we have got certain type of senses, why we have got this body, because of a previous life impressions. Because we have studied one verse, Antakale cha mami, Antakale cha mamiva, smaranamuktva kalevaram, then he will attain me. But suppose he is not remembering me, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam, whatever he remembers, that type of body he will get, that means previous life impressions. So the present senses, present body decides our previous life impressions. And in this present body, what we are doing this activity is defined because of our karmas or karmic reactions. Okay. What type of body we have got? This is known as Adhyatma. Adhibhuta. And then who are the demigods who are governing this body? When the demigods are situated in all the parts of the body, they are governing. They are deciding over certain department. They are responsible for certain departments. So that is Adideva. So what is this Adideva? Because we know there are three types of tapa, isn't it? Adhyatma tapa, Adhyatmik tapa, Adidevik tapa, Adibhautik tapa. We know this, all this tapa we know. Same words are here only. Adideva means the devatas who are controlling this universe. So, but then they are again Krishna's part and parcel only. And then Adhiyagya, who is that Paramatma who is situated in my heart? So all these things, whoever knows this, he will know me at the time of death. Krishna says. Okay. Any questions? So we have completed 7th chapter. Yes, Daya Sagar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I have a problem to understand verse 26.
20?
Relation with 26.
26. Yeah, tell me. You want explanation for this verse?
Relation with 7.
Okay.
In 7.3, it is said that among many millions, so one can understand Krishna, or hardly
anyone knows me.
to understand. So, but here it is stated in 26 that
no one knows me.
That's very difficult to.
Among 10 lakhs, one will know me. Hardly anyone knows me in truth. Among those who attain success, hardly anyone knows me in truth. That is also there. It's not that out of 10 lakh, one knows me in full. He tries to know me. It's not easy to know me. Even Balaram says, even 1,000 heads are not enough to glorify Krishna. That means he's not able to know him. Even Balaram doesn't know him in full. Even Krishna doesn't know his own glories. Then how can a person among 10 lakh can know him in truth? We are trying to know him. So we cannot say, I know Krishna. No. I'm trying. I'm just endeavoring. And again, it is Krishna's mercy. It all depends on Krishna's mercy to reveal himself. Okay. Next, Janardhan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, in 7.29, it is mentioned 4 kinds of impure devotees. Who are the 4 kinds of impure devotees? And that is one question. And second, Mataji, this Ichha and Dvesha, we know the meaning, desire and...
Just now we read now 4 types of impure people. Impure means Valartho, Jigyansu, Arthati, Gyani. They are not coming in the category of pure devotees.
Okay. Acha, then next is they are asking what is the significance of Ichha and Dvesha? Ichha and Dvesha meaning we know, but what is the significance?
Because of our desires, we are bound. Because of hatred also it is bound. Both are the 2 sides of the same coin. Whether you love someone or hate someone, it is something a positive attachment, negative attachment. Okay. There is a cause of the bondage. Anyone else? Daya Sagatu, you're done with? Without?
It is said that desire and hate. This hate particularly towards other people, devotees, or towards Krishna also.
If you hate any living entity, it is as good as hating Krishna. And if you hate devotees, it is pakka you are hating Krishna.
Fine.
Okay. Let us have feast for our ears. Where is Naina Manjari? Naino has slept, I think. Yes, she's happy. Amakuti, very good. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.